Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Please be attentive now. Revenue of the firm when it is a price setter. What do you mean by price setter? That is the firm which has control over the market price. It faces a downward sloping market demand, like a normal demand. Like you say, when a firm is facing this demand curve, it can control one of these two variables, either price or quantity. If this firm is setting this price, it will be able to sell only this quantity. Alright? If this seller wants to sell more units of output, he has to decrease the price. Alright? So price setter firm can control one of the variables, either quantity or price. So when he wants to sell more units, he will be decreasing the price. Alright? And if he wants to increase the price, then he has to sacrifice what? The quantity sold. Quantity demanded will be decreased. Because now it is a downward sloping demand curve. Yesterday we were talking about perfectly elastic demand that was faced by the firm. That was not a market demand. Alright? Market demand was not faced by a single firm. That was faced by the whole industry. I will let you know when we will be doing the perfect competition market structure. So right now I say a price setter firm is that which faces market demand curve and it is downward sloping. Okay? Now if he wants to increase the quantity sales, he has to decrease price. Now what will be the shapes of total revenue and marginal revenue and average revenue when a firm is price setter rather than price taker? If we draw over here a table of price and quantity, what happens? You can easily find out price, quantity, total revenue, marginal revenue and average revenue. So if price is 10, first unit is sold. What is the revenue? 10. Total revenue is 10. When price goes to 9, the seller will be able to sell an extra unit. Okay? Total revenue goes to 18. Look here, when price decreases, total revenue is increasing.
Elastic.
This is an elastic demand. Although we have a single demand, but there are different price elasticities of demand values along one demand curve. So here price is decreasing, but total revenue is increasing. So further price goes to 8, total revenue is further increasing to 24. At 7, 4, so this is 28. At 6 we find 5 and it is 30. Alright? At 5 we say it is again 30.
Now it starts
From 10 to 6, what is happening? Due to decrease in price, revenue was increasing. This was the increase in revenue. This part of demand curve is elastic. Alright? Now price goes to 5. Revenue does not change. This is elastic part. Unitary elastic. Here we find elasticity equal to 1. Alright? Here total revenue is maximum. Now at 4, 7 unit 1 is 28. Now price is going down and total revenue is falling. So now we have the inelastic part of the demand curve. I am correlating both the concepts rather to differentiate them. So I am explaining revenue and elasticity along together. Okay, now 3 and 8. What happens? 24 and at 9 we find 18 and at 1 we find 10. So this part of the demand curve where due to fall in price we find that revenue is falling. So this is inelastic part. Well, I will be drawing the diagrams later. But see over here, what happens to total revenue? How does it change due to the sale of an extra unit, which is called the minor revenue? For the first unit it is 10, for the second unit it is 8, for the third unit it will be 6, 4, 2, and here it is 0. Now it is 0 now. Alright, ये elasticity move कर देते हैं ताकि समझ तो आए. So now change in total revenue will be 0 in this part. And after this what happens? Now revenue, minor revenue is negative now. And minus 8. What does it explain? It shows when total revenue is increasing, minor revenue is positive. On the elastic part, minor revenue is positive. When total revenue is maximum, minor revenue is 0. When total revenue starts declining, minor revenue becomes negative. ये मैंने अभी आपसे बोला स्लोप, आप बताएंगे कि स्लोप किस तरह से. यहाँ तक तो प्रॉब्लम है. What we say, when total revenue is increasing, the minor additional revenue due to the sale of an additional unit, that is positive. When total revenue is maximized or it is unitary elastic part of the demand curve, we find total revenue is maximum and minor revenue is 0. When we move to the inelastic part of the demand curve, then total revenue is declining and we have negative minor revenue. Do you think seller will be selling the extra units when his additional revenue is negative? No. He will remain on the elastic part where his minor revenue is positive. So what is the average revenue? I said that's equal to price. Divide total revenue by quantity. 10 by 1, 10. 18 by 2, 9. 24 by 3, 8, and so on. The same, we are having the price of the product. Average revenue equals to price of the product. Everything I think it is clear now कि how different things are related with each other. Now demand curve is downward sloping. It shows that price and quantity demand are inversely related. At ceteris paribus, we are not discussing the other factors which are kept constant. We are only focusing on the downward sloping demand. Otherwise, income changes, stays, they will shift the demand. So right now, when price is falling, quantity demand will be increasing. When price increases, quantity demand will decrease. Now I am going to draw their diagrams. I said demand curve, here it is quantity, we find our price and quantity in this axis. What is the shape of demand curve? I said it is downward slope. So total revenue shape will be like this. It is the total revenue. How will it be shaped? At this point we find this is total revenue. First it increases, going to maximum. This is the maximum point. What will be the shape of minor revenue? Look here. At this point, we find that when minor revenue is 0, total revenue is maximized. Okay. This is the elastic part of the demand curve, and we have positive minor revenue. When total revenue is increasing, this part is showing us the positive minor revenue. And here, this is the unitary elastic part where minor revenue is 0. Sorry, minor revenue is 0 and total revenue is maximized. And this is the inelastic part of the total revenue when minor revenue is becoming negative. Any question related to this? So can I say this part of demand is elastic? The upper part is elastic. At the mid part, it is a unitary elastic part of the demand curve, and below this it will be inelastic. I gave you a table of Marner revenue when total revenue was increasing, so Marner revenue was a positive value, and when total revenue is maximum, Marner revenue was 0. So it is starting from the same point as demand was starting. Can say start over Marner. Price be 10, average revenue 10. But now see over here. Marginal revenue curve is not equal to average revenue. First we have to draw the average revenue. We said price is now equal to average revenue. If we draw average revenue and quantity on this axis, then we say we will be having the same demand curve overlapped by the average revenue. In our yesterday's lesson, we said when price is fixed, price was equal to average revenue and marginal revenue. Here price is not equating to marginal revenue, but price is equating to average revenue. Can you say this marginal revenue is twice steeper than the average revenue for the demand curve? It starts from the same point. Look at the values of your table. Average revenue starts from 10, marginal is also starting from the 10. But marginal revenue is inside the average revenue. We say marginal revenue is twice steeper, 2 times steeper than the average revenue or the demand.
Can you repeat please? What is this?
In this price setting.
In the price setting.
Yes. Okay, when demand curve is downward sloping, then you will have the marginal revenue which is different from the average revenue. In our yesterday's case, price was a fixed one, firm was the price taker. Then every time when seller was able to sell an extra unit, he was receiving the extra revenue by the same amount. That's why price was equal to marginal revenue. But in this case, marginal revenue is not representing the price of the product. It is not equal to, like I say, price is not equal to marginal revenue. Whereas marginal revenue is twice steeper than average revenue. It is inside. It starts from the same point as average revenue starting. And when we say, when we have the elastic part of the demand curve, marginal revenue values are positive. At the unitary part, we are having marginal revenue 0. And the inelastic part, we are having marginal revenue negative. It goes below 0, as we have made our last table. They were quietly showing that the values of marginal revenue, they are becoming negative on the inelastic part of the demand. Alright? Any question? Forward? Okay. Zima, look here. Now, what is the marginal revenue? Marginal revenue means change in total revenue due to change in quantity. This is called the slope of total revenue. Here slope is positive. It is positively sloped. A slope is not constant, it is varying. That's why we are having the varying values of marginal revenue. Alright? What is the slope at this maximum point?
No, zero.
Zero slope, and marginal revenue is 0. Mathematically you can say. Okay, now it is becoming negatively sloped, and marginal revenue is also negative. Mathematically you can say when total revenue is increasing, so its slope is positive. That's why marginal revenue is also positive.
And the slope of total revenue is also.
Yes. The slope of total revenue is called the marginal revenue. Finding things or not? So according to the gradient or slope of the total revenue, we can say when total revenue is increasing, so marginal revenue value is positive because its slope is positive. And you can also see as you move along total revenue, its slope is decreasing. It is becoming flatter. It is not becoming steeper. And here its slope becomes 0. And later on, it becomes negatively sloped. Maliha. So we say, so we have these things, they are related to elasticity and revenues. elasticities and demand curve, they are all interlinked in this case. That's about the price setter firm. It can be monopolist, monopolistically competitive firm, or any other firm in imperfect competition. If they are facing downward sloping demand curve, they will have the revenue shape like this, and then margin revenue will be inside their average revenue. And if a firm is price taker, then we will have a demand curve faced by the firm which will be perfectly elastic. So in that case, we will be having a total revenue shape which is always upward sloping, and margin revenue will be constant value, and average revenue, price and margin revenue all will be equated. They are all equal. If you are able to differentiate between price setter and price taker firm, then you can easily understand what the market structures which are coming ahead. Okay. Now that is our explanation about revenues. Revenues means yesterday we have explained the revenues of price setter, and now we have explained the revenues of a price setter. Come towards what is meant by profit. Profit means what?
Your revenue minus cost.
Very good. If you say profit, where profit will be maximized, we need both cost and revenue curves. Okay? If I say profit means the difference between total revenue and total cost. Alright? Profit means we can denote profit by the sign pi. Pi means the profit. Pi is equal to total revenue minus total cost. The gap between, positive gap, there can be negative gap. The gap between, the positive gap between revenue and cost, that will tell us how much profit a firm is able to earn. How can we increase this gap? Either by increasing the revenue or by decreasing the total cost of production. Then the gap between revenue and cost, they will be maximized. Now, being the producer, we need to decide what level of output we should produce in order to maximize our profit. Where the gap between revenue and cost will be maximized. This is the main decision making point of any producer in any market structure. Where should he produce? Either he should produce too much where his margin revenue is becoming negative, or he should produce too less when margin revenue is positive, but profit where will it be maximized? Let us see first the price taker firm, how will be able to decide about the profit maximizing level of output. You might remember, here now I am taking rupees or any currency because now I am measuring cost and revenues both in the vertical side of our axis. We said yesterday, this is the shape of total revenue. When the firm is the price taker, price taker firm, its revenue is positively sloped. What should be the cost curve? If you remember in your business studies or in your O level, you have said this is the total cost. This is break-even point. Previously, cost was higher than revenue, firm was making a loss. This is break. After this, profit is. Now, where should it stay? On which level of output it should stay? Okay, this is the point where I am going to be able to maximize my profit. This constantly sloped cost curve does not tell us anything about this. It says, okay, increase production, your profit will be increasing because the revenue is going to rise more and cost is also increasing, but the gap is increasing. But in economics, I said we have a cubic function of the total cost, if you remember. What is the cubic shape? Do you remember the cost structure which I gave you a lesson in our, I think, 4th of September lesson that was. This is the total revenue. What should be the cost curve? It is like this. At zero level of output, fixed cost is present. At the start, firm is making a loss. Its cost is higher than the revenue. Here we can say cost and revenues are equal. But as firm goes beyond this level of output, its revenue will be again higher than the cost. later on this gap is being reduced. Again it is equal, total cost and total revenue is equal, and after this firm will not be able to earn profit because cost will be always higher than the revenue after this point. If you look around, at this point, what is happening? What is the slope of, how to find the slope of this curve? We have to draw a tangent. If you draw a tangent, its slope will be change in total cost due to change in output. This is minor cost. This slope is called minor cost. Do you think this slope line is parallel to the total revenue line?
Sorry, what did you say?
Is parallel. Yes, please.
I say slope of total revenue is called marginal revenue.
Yes, sir, parallel.
And this is a non-linear curve. We have drawn a tangency. At different points, we have drawn the tangency conditions where this slope of total cost, which is a minor revenue, minor cost, that becomes parallel to the slope of the total revenue.
That is the profit maximization.
That is the area where firm will be able to maximize the profit. Firm should decide the level of output where slope of total revenue should equal to slope of total cost. किसी को समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे पूछो। Slope of total revenue क्या आता है? Marginal revenue. Slope of total revenue is called minor revenue, whereas the slope of total cost is called minor cost. So when minor cost equals to minor revenue, that is the area of, like this firm should be producing this quantity where the gap between total revenue and total cost is maximized. It should not be going away from any point, away from this point, because the gap will not be maximized. If it produces below this, what happens? Its gap is less. It is not maximized. After this again the gap is reducing. So where the firm will be able to maximize its profit? Where the slope of total revenue equals to the slope of total cost. And what are the names of their slopes? Minor revenue, minor cost. और मैंने कल कहा था ना कॉस्ट जरा पढ़ के आनी है, you studied that. अब देखें आप, if I remove this thing, I can show you. Look here. Price taker firm. This is the firm's demand curve, which is equal to average revenue, and that's equal to marginal revenue. Remember this thing. Okay. So at this level of output, the firm's marginal cost here will be like this. Marginal cost shape is like this. And if we draw over here, at this point, total revenue, total costs are equal. At this point, total cost and total revenues are equal. If we draw the average cost curve over here, see over here, this is the price which is equal to average revenue, and at this level we say this is the average total cost. Average revenue is lying above the average cost. So this area is called the profit of the firm, which is shown over here. Where the gap between average revenue and average cost, that is positive gap we are having. How to find total revenue from this curve? From this diagram, multiply price by quantity, you will get total revenue. What is total revenue? We are having average revenue equals to total revenue over quantity. So total revenue will be average revenue into quantity. Geometrically, this area below the average revenue, that tells us the total revenue. And the area below the average cost, that we call the total cost. Like average total cost is equal to total cost over quantity. The total cost क्या? Average total cost into quantity. So this is the area below the average cost that is telling us about the cost of production, total cost. So the gap between them supernormal or abnormal profit. When firm is making, it means that I gave you one explanation about the economic cost, which is paid in terms of opportunity cost. When everyone is paid according to the opportunity cost of production, what happens? So whatever is left over after paying all the factors of production, that is called retained profit, which is given a name as supernormal profit. I will tell you what is meant by normal profit later on. Alright, clear? This is about how a price setter firm will be able to maximize the profit. Follow or not? Very good. Now I am going to draw the diagram of a price setter firm. You will be knowing the shape of only total revenue will be changed. आपके पास रिकॉर्डिंग भी है क्यों? अगले फ्राइडे को ना, जिस दिन आप सारी नहीं, मैं अकेला लेसन पढ़ाऊंगा, आपको रिकॉर्डिंग तो आ जाएगी। समझ में आ रहा है? इसलिए मैंने कहा था कॉस्ट बढ़ गया है, जिसने नहीं ना पढ़ा उसको थोड़ी थोड़ी नींद आएगी इसमें। Now what is मैं इधर ड्रॉ कर देता हूँ ताकि आपको वो भी अवेलेबल रहे। मैंने जो पॉइंट्स बताने हैं वो तो क्लियर हो गए एटलीस्ट, ठीक है। अब इसमें प्रॉफिट की शेप कैसे है? इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इज द प्रॉफिट शेप, यहाँ में प्रॉफिट दोनों जीरो है, ये देखिए ये आ गया, इससे पहले भी लॉस है, इसके बाद भी लॉस है। दिस इज द प्रॉफिट कर्व। लुक हियर, what is the slope at this point? Zero. When marginal revenue, marginal cost for the last unit, they are equal, so marginal profit is zero. Total is maximum. Total values are maximized where marginal values are equal. Marginal cost means the additional cost, marginal revenue means additional revenue. When both are equal, what happens? Firm is having marginal profit that is zero, or in other words, the slope of total profit curve will be zero. But at this point, there is a maximum gap of
Total profit is
maximized. You can see over here, marginal when marginal revenue is more than marginal cost, the firm is making marginal profit in every extra unit. When it reaches to this point, its marginal profit is zero, but total is not zero. Total means on all the previous unit it has made a profit. But after this, marginal cost will be higher than the marginal revenue, so the profit level will be decreasing. This is where the profit gap is decreasing now. और मेरे ज़हन में आ गया, मैंने लिखा। Now see, this is the demand curve of a price setter firm. We have just revised these things, and this is the marginal revenue. यही पढ़ा ना आपने, ठीक है ना? So profit will be maximized when marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal. If I draw the marginal cost over here, this is the point. This is the point of equilibrium. This point firm will be producing the output, and price set by the firm. No, it is a price setter. It is not price taker. It will set price at this level, which is equal to average revenue. Now draw the lower diagram. We have seen the shape of total revenue like this. What would be the shape of total cost? Here we can find a different way how to show the gap should be maximized between cost and revenues. It should be like this, where the slopes are parallel. Slope of total revenue will be equal to the slope of total cost. Like minor revenue, minor cost, where they are maximized, that gap will be the profit maximizing that. Again, we find the slope. Total revenue slope is called minor revenue, where minor revenue, minor cost are equal. Now you have to draw the average cost like this. You see, this is the average total cost, and this area is the profit in the upper diagram. Whereas in the lower diagram, this will be the profit, where both slopes are total revenue, because now total revenue is also non-linear, it is rising and then falling, and total cost is also non-linear. So we will find that point where slope of total revenue, total cost, they are equal. Then we will find that the gap between total revenue and total cost, they are maximized. Then firm will be maximizing its profit. Wow. If not, you can ask them. समझना?
सर काफी चीजें आ रही हैं ना सर
एकदम से
मैंने कहा मेरे साथ चलना तो घर में भी पड़े. This is it. All right. Real economics, I enjoyed teaching A2 because it has more concepts. A1 में आप बस चला जाते हैं, it's okay. Everything is very easy as compared to A2. But these are all the things which you have never studied in your O level, or might have studied, but not in details. Here I am linking the geometry of the diagrams with your numerics. I'm not writing the mathematical equations of total revenue and total cost, and then find the level of output. Diagrammatically I am explaining everything. I think it is enough. What will be the shape of profit curve? You can draw the profit curve like this. Okay. I will repeat it again in my next class by tomorrow if you are coming. Or otherwise I will be doing myself everything on the board. It will be recorded and it will be conveyed to you. I don't know whether school will allow this thing or not. I am doing it by myself. I haven't informed them. Okay. But it is beneficial. It is not going to create any harm to anybody. Okay. That's all for today. Inshallah, we will meet again if you are coming tomorrow, and we will be continuing. I will be repeating some of the things like this thing by tomorrow, okay? And then I will be proceeding for the party structures of your topics. Alright? मैंने कंपटीशन मोनोपोली दोनों ऑलमोस्ट करा दी हैं, सिर्फ उसकी assumptions रह गई. Thank you.